So what I was saying was, I don't think it's going to go to the extreme of a salary cap, but I think maybe like they got to look at this deferred money thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if it's so far down the line that the owner's not even going to be alive. And I know it gets tagged onto the sale of the franchise and stuff, but like this is kind of getting ridiculous.
It's like deferred until 2099.
Let's defer it to the year 3012. Like they're kind of making a mockery of the system.
I would like to defer things myself.
Yeah,
I'm going to start saying Major League Baseball is doing it.
0% APR, right?
0% APR. I'm going to defer all my bills and payments until 2059.
Yeah.
Why not?
It's weird. What the Dodgers are doing is, if they don't win a World Series, it'll be absolutely hilarious.
Okay, wait. So how soon do they need a World Series to win it? Does it have to be this season, or does it have to be within the next?
Well, Teoscar's a 1-year deal, so that tells you they Glasnow signed an extension, so he's there for 4 or 5 more years.
Right.
So Ohtani's there for life.
If they don't win a World Series in X amount of years,
if they don't win one in the next 2 to 3 years, I think it's an unmitigated disaster.
Mm-hmm.
I would say,
I think this year can get a pass because Ohtani's not pitching. That you might be able to say like it was a plan for the year after.
3 is like absolutely a laughing stock. 2, I'd say people are going to start pointing and laughing. So is that fair? If they don't win one in 3 years, that's a disaster.
So somebody posted the other day on Twitter and asked, over the course of the 10-year contracts, what is a minimum that they have to win? And to me, I think the answer is 1. Now, granted, people are going to have more than that. But I think if you don't win any, then yes, it's a failure. But even with the best players, like this Avengers Assembled type team, it's extremely hard to win championships.
Sure.
If you win more than 1, that's a blessing.
But so you're saying minimum
this
1.
Team has to win 1.
Oh, absolutely.
To avoid like the comedy that will ensue for decades.
Yeah.
They can't.
Lots of memes.
Honestly, if they even get to the World Series and lose, it's a failure. I agree. They have to win at least 1 World Series. I know Jim Cunningham in the chat is saying in the next 2. I would say the pressure might even be on to win 2, though. But it's got to be at least 1
Their
for
rotation
sure, and it's got to happen in the
is
next.
Going to be silly.
I would say it's got to definitely happen in the next 2 years. I think if they don't win one within between 2024 and 2025. 2026 becomes a very like pressure-filled season where you might start to get some murmurs and other issues going on.
And I think on top of this, now this isn't me, and I don't know how you guys feel. I view all championships are championships. It doesn't matter how you attain them.
Yeah.
But there is still a portion of Major League Baseball fans that feel that the 2020 World Series has a stink to it because of the COVID-shortened season.
Yeah, a lot of people put asterisks on the 2020
That's the Braves, right?
No, it's the Dodgers.
Oh, that's the Dodgers, right.
I don't feel that way about
Lakers,
the Dodgers. I don't feel that
Dodgers.
way about the Lakers. I don't feel that way. I don't remember who won the Cup that year, but
Tampa Bay?
No, I do know this. Columbus Crew, I think, won that year.
No, I'm sorry. I'm talking about the Stanley Cup.
You soccer head.
The Stanley Cup.
It's the real cup.
Wait, no, I think I know that too.
I think you are correct. The Columbus Crew may have won in 2020.
I think, won it in 2020. It wasn't, no, because back-to-back was Avalanche.
She says.
Didn't the Avalanche win back-to-back?
No, the Lightning won.
No, the Lightning won back-to-back. I think it was the Avalanche that won before them.
My point.
This is fun trivia.
My point
trivia
being,
I like.
I don't think that it holds any. It doesn't hold any less.
It was the Lightning.
It was the Lightning. Yeah. Okay, it doesn't hold any less water for them to
Columbus
win
Crew.
A shortened season. But if they don't win, if they don't win in this stretch, people are going to pair. Wow.
Yes.
Failure plus your what they call the Mickey Mouse.
So when's the last time? Yeah, because prior to 2020,
they're going to stretch it for 40 years.
Okay.
Which is unfair, but they will do it.
No, you're right about that. I just got really excited because this is the one trivia apparently I can do. So, so I will say for the Dodgers, it's got to be, the other part of it is if they don't win the World Series, how they lose. Like that could be the only thing that buffers it. Let's say they get to the World Series back-to-back years and fail. They can at least sit on like, oh, we made it to the World Series, but they've got to win a World Series. Period.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
and the chat is talking.
If they're a first-round exit or anything like that, then we're gonna get flames happening and pitchforks much sooner.
Yeah, and Jim, I agree with you. You know, it's so hard to win in Major League Baseball. I think you can make the case because there's so many contributing X factors to it. But the chat is kind of taking off on like, you know, the deferred money versus salary cap potential. I don't think they're ever going to do a salary cap, but what the chat is saying is they should do a salary floor, which I totally agree with. Like, you need to come up with that number. Let's just pick a number and say 75 million. Like, you have to spend that because the reality is, unfortunately for baseball, 80% of teams have no real chance to kind of ever win a title anymore.